How to buy a lot of land cheap. Get ready to embark on an adventure that's going to use a little bit of the savvy investing side that actually just goes down a road where you can super leverage your real estate and make a ton of money. This is a great video. I'm going to show you how in this video, how land can be an inflation-proof investment strategy. Plus, the opportunities for the exit strategies are unbelievable. This will show you how to go from here as an investor to big. The one thing I'm going to address in here is how not to be afraid of the big deal. All of this and a lot more. First thing I want you to do, subscribe, link, but most importantly is chat with me. If you got any questions on this at all, or any other video I've ever done, it doesn't matter to me. Just shoot me out a question. I personally answer all these. Thumbs up, hearts up, all that good stuff. That helps keep this site going. I know you're engaged, and I am motivated to do more and more of these, and I love doing these, so I love it when you comment. Let's just start off with some of the not so obvious. Land can be a very low cost, cheap way to get into the real estate frenzy that goes on all the time. And there is a frenzy out there. Okay, there's always real estate deals out there. But with land, you don't have to worry about structures, infrastructure, roads, bridges, all of that stuff. There's so many different things you can do with land. So what I don't want to do is I don't want the intimidation factor to come in here. It's just like any other real estate deal, only there's a lot more flexibility involved. The person that owns the land probably doesn't know what to do with the property, and they have a very limited amount of people that can purchase this property, which works to yours and my benefit. Let me give you an example. I find a property out there. There's one I'm looking at right now, okay? It is $1.5 million. It's got a piece of garbage house on it that needs to be scraped down, okay? But I know for a fact that the county there is looking to build more. They want more construction going on. I've already figured out that I can subdivide this property. I'm not doing anything. There's no shovels or anything. All I have to do is present the plan on how it would be done, okay, for 52 single-family residential property with the land, the road that goes into the whole 9 yards. Now that whole thing might cost me $20,000 to $30,000 to make that happen. Okay, get all the reporting done and everything else. Now I go to the county. I haven't done anything yet. This is what we're looking in. You're going to be going back and forth with the county on things that can and can't be done, grading, sewage, all that stuff, engineering report. Okay, let's say it cost me $50,000. Now the property is ready for that. I don't own a bulldozer. I don't know how to do any of that. I don't know about those stakes with the little, orange flag on it. I don't need to know any of that. Now that it's ready, the builders will come in and go, thanks for doing all that work for us. Literally, the property value goes through the ceiling. So you take a $1.5 million property and turn it into a $3 million property literally within a year without doing a thing to the property. And all you've done is got the plans approval. I've got friends of mine out there, that's all they do. This is a great way to make money. Now, I want you to understand how the inflation proof here. I've got a piece of property. I don't want to, let's just use that same example. $1.5 million, got an old house on here. It's not going to rent out for a lot of money for this house, but at least it's got a little bit of cash flow. Let's say I do spend, let's go high side of this. I spend $50,000 getting the engineering report done. I've got my plans approved, but the economy takes a little bit of hit. If you understand economic cycles, most down cycles are anywhere from 2 on a max to 3 years. But I've got a piece of property that's ready to build. So the value goes up and I just kind of sit back and wait. So if a builder's not ready, I still have value there. I'm going to probably hold this property for a little bit, but you've got a $3 million stake in this property. So that when the economy does turn back around, you immediately got some traction on that. So I could sit there because those plans are good for a time period. Again, every place is going to be a little different on that. That's one way you could do this. Other thing I could do, let's scale this back. I've got some properties right now that I'm building on. Exactly same format. 1 or 52, it doesn't matter. So I've got a property right now. Actually, I got 9 of them. And I'm putting plans together. Now I've got approval for building a house on it. It's the same aspect. The only person that can build in this town right now is me. Because anybody else going through the building process is going to take a minimum of 9 months. So now I've got a property that's prepped and ready, water meter, the whole 9 yards, and I've got plans that have been approved by the county. Anybody wanting to build right now, can come to me and get 9 months ahead of the game. So if a builder's got a buyer that wants to build a house in that area, they come to me on that. That's one thing I could do. So I could sit on that, and those plans are good in this particular area for 2.5 years. So I can sit there and go, okay, everything's ready to go. Or in 2.5 years, maybe I go, okay, now it's time for me to build. And again, I'm ahead of everybody else. The market starts going up this way. I can start building shovel ready tomorrow and make that thing happen. Be up and going in 3 to 4 months. Now I've got first property on the market in a hot up and coming market. So there's that aspect of it. What if I'm in the middle of building on a piece of property and the market just goes sideways? I know that that's happened in the past, and you've got to anticipate that. I always look at this. So I'm in the process of building. So I want to look at this. What is my rental potential on this property? Am I going to be in the property? Can it carry the paper? Whether I'm lending money or not, that's got to produce me some income. In other words, is the rent coming off of this property high enough to support the property so that when the market does correct itself, I'm ready and sitting there making it happen? I'm going to tell you something. I've always regretted selling a property 5 years later. So with land, you get so many different options out there. I've got a piece of land. I can get it ready to be developed. Value goes up. I got a piece of land. I get it ready to develop, and I put the water meters and everything else. It goes up even higher. I'm still sitting on it. So I may have a $50,000 cost basis on this property that's now worth $200,000 just by doing that on this piece of property. So you can do these individual or in bulk. For instance, okay, when I'm looking at this bigger one with 52 lots, just making it ready for 52 lots, I could be going back and forth with the county for a little bit of time. But the builders are looking, they when they're ready, when the market turns, they're ready to start building. They're knocking properties out in and out. They don't have time to wait for that. So they're looking for people with what they call land bank. I've got some money, some land in my own little land bank from there. So you've got so many aspects that you can make money on. It's unbelievable. Don't be intimidated by the big numbers. The thing is about this, they're not big. You know, if you're looking at $1 million, the upside potential is so huge. You could take that $1.5 million and turn it into $3 to $4 million without doing one thing. That's a good year's worth of work. I like that. One of the things that I love about land also, it's kind of like a little club. Once you get in it and once you have it, you start to get to know the people that want to trade it, or you just, you get in with a builder and they're like, yeah, keep going. And so what you're doing is getting ahead of it. And let me tell you how I started doing this. Years ago, I was looking at some tax lien certificates in the middle of nowhere, and I thought, why would anybody buy a lien here? And my buddy, who used to work at the county and improve these things, and he's going, Sean, you can buy these things, and in 5 or 6 years, a builder is going to come to me, and I'm going to have the liens on these properties. And I'm sitting there going, 5 or 6 years? Ooh, who wants to wait that? Yet he paid $150 for each one of these lots. They had already been laid out. All the approvals have been done. And guess what? 7 years later, builders came to him and paid him, let's just say, a little more than $150 per lot on that. So he made a living of just getting ahead of progression in that particular area. So as you start to get familiar with an area, you want to look at the city planning. Where are they going? Up in Sacramento, where I'm at, there's a little highway off of the airport called 99. You take it left up there, you used to not see anything until you got to Yuba City. And now there are literally 5,000, you heard me, homes going in. But you could have told me 5 years ago, I knew that was happening because they had these massive overpasses on 99 that went to nothing but farms. So there's no way they're putting infrastructure of 5-lane overpasses unless there's something that's going to be put in that area. So again, this is just scratching a little bit, finding out what the city planning is doing, and you get ahead of that and see if you can't get ahead of the progress where you're buying these properties, getting it ready for these builders and making it. You guys, I can't tell you, there is a ton of money involved in this. Start digging into this and take your game to another level. And matter of fact, speaking of taking your game to another level, I've got some new training for you. If you like this, just click down the link, higginsmethod.com. It's free to you. I also have a book that's called America's Best Kept Secret. It's a brand new book I just put out. That's also a gift for you. Just get out there, get yourself trained, and make this stuff happen. Find financial freedom for you and your family. This is Saen Higgins saying, be careful, God bless, and good luck.